Today I show how to add a parallax background to a 2D platformer game. With parallax background you can create a 3D effect in 2D games. From the viewer point, objects that are further away move slower and objects that are closer to the viewer move faster. This leads to a nice 3D effect in 2D games, which is also used very often. And these are the images I used. We have the star field, Planet 1 and Planet 2. Let's start. Click on level 1. Then right-click, now click on Add Child Node and search for Parallax Background and double-click on it. Now right-click on Parallax Background and click again on Add Child Node, search for Parallax Layer and double-click on it. Now right-click on Parallax Layer and click again on Add Child Node, search for Sprite and double-click on it. Click on Sprite. Now go to File System and click on Assets. Now go to your desktop and drag and drop all images into your Assets folder. Open the Assets folder and drag and drop the Starfield image into the texture field, here. Click on Offset and uncheck Centered. Start the program. As you can see, the image does not move. To change this, we have to do the following steps. Click on the texture field, here. Now you can read the dimensions of the image, 1920 for the length and 1080 for the width. You need these values when you mirror the image. With mirroring, the image is constantly repeated in the game, which happens in Parallax Layer. Click on Parallax Layer. Go to Motion, here. At mirroring you enter the sizes of your image, so at X 1920 for the length and at Y 1080 for the width. The upper left quarter is our original image, the other quarters are reflections of it, which will repeat infinitely in the game. You can enter mirroring for the X direction or for the Y direction. That means, if you make a game that moves only in the X direction, then you don't need to enter anything for Y. Double-click on Parallax Layer and rename it to Starfield. Start the program. As you can see, the image is endless, it is mirrored. A little tip. If there should be such gaps in your picture, just click on your original picture here in the upper left corner. Then, this frame with the dots appears. Click on one of these dots. Now enlarge the picture until the gaps are gone. Click on Starfield. At scale, you enter how fast the image should move. To make the whole thing look more realistic, objects that are further away, like for example stars, mountains, or clouds, should move slower than objects closer to us. In this case, the stars are very far away from us, so we enter a small value here. For example, I enter X 0.05 and Y 0.05. Scale X 0.05 means that the starfield has only 0.05% of the actual camera speed. You can enter values for the x direction and/or for the y direction. That means, if you make a game that moves only in the x direction, then you don't need to enter anything for y. Start the program. As you can see, the stars are moving much slower, it looks much more realistic now. Okay, the first image is done, let's move on to the next image. Click on Starfield. Now press Ctrl and D on your keyboard to duplicate the parallax layer. Double-click on the duplicated parallax layer and rename it to, let's say, white_planet. Click at white planet on sprite here. Then, go to File System. Open your Assets folder. Find the Planet 1 image. And drag and drop it here into the texture field, like this. Start the program. The planet is way too big, let's make it a little smaller. Click on your original image, which is always in the upper left corner, here. After you have done that, this frame with the dots appears. If you click on the other quarters of the image, the frame with the dots will not appear. Because these are only the reflections of the original image. Now click on Scale mode and make the image smaller. Go back to Select mode and place the image where you want. Like this. Start the program. The planet is moving too slowly. Let's increase the speed. Click on White Planet. Go to Motion again. At Scale, enter for example 0.6. Start the program. Great. As you can see, the next planet appears as soon as the current one disappears from the screen. If you don't want that and instead want to have a certain delay until the next planet appears again, then click on White Planet. Go to Motion, then to Mirroring, and enter a higher value for X. For example, I enter 2350. As you can see, the distance from one planet to the other has increased. Start the program. Great. In the parallax layer, we have learned so far about the properties motion, scale, and mirroring. Here is a short explanation of what offset means. In simple terms, offset determines the position of the image. Now the offset is in x and y 0. When I start the program, the planet is directly above the player. For example, if I now enter 2000 for offset in y, the position of the planet will change. The change is not visible here in the viewport, but when the game is started, you can see the change. So, start the game. As you can clearly see, the planet is now further away from the player. But, you can also grab the image with a mouse and position it wherever you want, like this. This is why I hardly use the offset function, I prefer to use the mouse instead. Okay, the second image is done, let's continue with the next image. Click on white planet. Now press Ctrl and D on your keyboard to duplicate the parallax layer. Double-click the duplicated parallax layer and rename it to blue_planet. Click on Sprite here at Blue Planet. Then, go to File System. Open your Assets folder, find the Planet 2 image and drag and drop it into the texture field here, like this. Grab the blue planet with the left mouse button and position it where you want. Click on Scale mode and scale the planet down a bit. Then, go back to Select mode. Start the program. Okay, both planets have the same speed. That's why we don't have a proper parallax effect. Let's optimize this. Click on Blue Planet. Go to Motion. Here at Scale. Change the speed to 0.2 in X and Y. Like this. Start the program. Perfect. But we have a small mistake. Since the blue planet is smaller, it is assumed that this planet is further in the background than the big white planet. Let's correct this to get an even better parallax effect. Click on Blue Planet. Now hold down the Control key on your keyboard and move Blue Planet with the arrow up key on your keyboard until the blue planet is in front of white planet. Like this. Now blue planet is behind white planet. Start the program. Nice. But, since the planet is further in the background, we should also make it a little darker. Click on Blue Planet. Go to Inspector. Then go to Visibility. Now click on the color field of Modulate here. Here you can change the brightness or the color. Start the program. Great. Okay, that's it. In the next video, I will show you how to make the parallax foreground. See you next time. Bye.